People are underestimating the Sixers as there appears to be a prevailing discontent surrounding the team. The Philadelphia 76ers, a professional basketball team commonly referred to as the Sixers, are currently a team in the phase of transition and change. Notably, the Sixers are grappling with the departure of one of their key players, James Harden, who is widely regarded as their second best player. The looming departure of James Harden is a significant development that has garnered attention within the basketball community. Harden's decision to leave the team has brought uncertainty and speculation about the team's prospects. This departure becomes even more noteworthy due to the absence of any indications or plans for him to extend his tenure with the Sixers. Speaking at an Adidas press event in China over the weekend, Harden slammed Sixers president of basketball operations, Morey, who has allegedly halted trade negotiations involving the 10-time All-Star in the hopes of re-signing him. Last season, the Sixers sent 2 first-round selections, as well as Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for Harden and Paul Millsap. When questioned about the matter, the former league MVP was blunt. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he is a part of. James Harden, the 3-time NBA scoring champion, has said unequivocally that he will not return to the Philadelphia 76ers next season. If Harden does leave, he will be the next in a long line of Sixers stars to go under challenging circumstances, reaching back to Charles Barkley in 1992. When Iverson was transferred in 2006, he was dissatisfied with the franchise, as was Andre Iguodala when he was traded in 2012. Star players expressing discontent is nothing new in sports. However, for the Philadelphia 76ers, this dissatisfaction has reached a notable public level. The timing sets this situation apart, and the team's fan base is becoming increasingly impatient. Last season, Harden, a 10-time All-Star who just turned 34, averaged 21 points, 6.1 rebounds, and a league-leading 10.7 assists. But Harden's relationship with the Sixers went from good to bad this summer. The good, Harden, a 34-year-old guard, exercised his option for the last year of his deal. The bad, according to 2 sources familiar with the request but not permitted to discuss it publicly, it was on the condition that the Sixers move him to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Sixers might face a gap year if they lose Harden in free agency. More precisely, their choices for replacing Harden, while avoiding squandering a season of Embiid's peak effectiveness, include really nobody. This is mainly due to the shooting guard position, which has few free agent possibilities. But the Sixers are still close to being able to make a significant splash either way. But Harden remains in a top tier by himself. Presume James Harden returns to the Houston Rockets as a free agent. The Sixers aren't going to have much financial room to rebuild around reigning MVP Joel Embiid. That might persuade them to pay a premium for the star, though the specter of the NBA's harsh new collective bargaining agreement will remain big over those talks. If Harden does decide to go, the Sixers would likely look for ways to retool around Embiid this summer before making an enormous impact in 2024. Philadelphia still has some other tricks up their sleeves with the potential to have a breakout career next season. Mr. Do-Something, DeAnthony Melton, standing 6'2", is a shooting guard who averages 10.1 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game and has a 42.5% field goal percentage. Tyrese Maxey may also see an increase in his role. He is a lightning-quick guard with excellent shooting talent, and it would be intriguing to watch him as one of the significant ball handlers for the Philadelphia 76ers. As a result, he would have to step up to help the Sixers win games and become a franchise leader. Maxey had a terrific season last year, averaging 20.3 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game, while shooting 43.4% from three-point range. There is little doubt that Maxey is a highly efficient player, and if James Harden leaves, he'll have a great chance. The Sixers also freshly signed former Toronto Raptors coach Nick Nurse, a championship-winning coach, undeniably one of the NBA's most inventive head coaches. Maxey expressed his delight in working with Nurse, and the guard may thrive under a fresh coaching regime. There's no doubt that many people believe Maxey has the potential to be a great player, and we'll see if he can develop into a star in the future. And let's not forget that the Sixers still have the 2022-23 NBA MVP Joel Embiid, who's been a standout for the Sixers since being taken 3rd overall in the 2014 NBA draft. Over 394 career games, all of which he started, the 6-time All-Star has averaged 27.2 points, 11.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 31.8 minutes per game. His percentages are 50.1% from the field, 33.7% from the three-point range, and 81.9% from the foul line. With Harden seeking to force a trade from the Sixers, talk has already begun regarding when Joel Embiid may want to move. And while there has been no official statement that Embiid is dissatisfied in Philadelphia, the writing is on the wall that he wants to go somewhere that he can actually win. Hypothetical deals run rampant, with one involving Embiid moving to the Golden State Warriors, but nothing is official yet. In mid-May, Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer claimed that belief among NBA executives is that Harden will return to the Rockets this summer. The Rockets are expected to have more than enough salary cap room to sign him outright, so the Sixers won't be able to convince them into a sign-and-trade that would bring them a significant trade exception. The Sixers have already set aside $117.1 million in guaranteed compensation for next season against a salary cap of $134 million. If Daniel House Jr., $4.3 million, and Montrezl Harrell, $2.8 million, exercise their respective player options, the Sixers would be up to roughly $124.2 million, just $8 million shy of exceeding the threshold. Even if Harden leaves, they'd have to give up all the rights to Paul Reed, Shake Milton, and Jalen McDaniels for wage flexibility. With the current circumstances, the only thing standing in the way of the Philadelphia 76ers winning the title is James Harden's potential trade return drama. Throughout the previous season, their key team member was the identified weakness. However, today, the drawback is the drama that appears to follow him like a black cloud. Harden's talent is sometimes obscured by the devastation he leaves behind when he demands trades and bounces from team to team. If Harden remains and plays for Philadelphia, this turmoil may continue, creating a poisonous environment for the rest of the squad. On the other hand, if Harden is moved, the Sixers will receive less in exchange to justify betting on their NBA championship chances. Harden's track record will severely affect his trade value. Philly is in a lose-lose situation. However, the 76ers' strength lies in their three-point shooting. Last season, the 76ers dominated the NBA in three-point shooting by half a percentage point, headed by James Harden, DeAnthony Melton, Furkan Korkmaz, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and PJ Tucker, who all shot 38.5% or better from deep. Philly did lose sharp shooting stretch for Georges Niang, but retained the remaining guys, which should result in another excellent three-point shooting squad. If Harden refuses to play or is moved, Philly will lose slightly, but it still has enough shooters to finish in the top 5 in three-point percentage in 2023-24. An area the Sixers may lose out on is playmaking. Harden is one of the league's top playmakers, and his stature allows him to pass over or around most guards. When Harden is on the bench, Melton and Maxey are outstanding primary ball handlers, and Embiid can frequently manage the offense out of the post. Furthermore, Tobias Harris and Shake Milton are effective connecting passers. Aside from passing, playmaking may take numerous forms. For example, Embiid's gravity attracts defenders like a moth to a light, allowing his guards to create space off the dribble. His simple presence boosts playmaking significantly. With the championship-winning, newly signed coach Nick Nurse, vibrant players wanting to fight for their position, and Embiid still on the team, the Sixers are still a threat, and the odds could still turn in their favor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.